Welcome to today's Red Ribbon Week. I've been practicing that because it's been somewhat of a tongue twister. I'm wearing red today, but welcome to today's Red Ribbon Week kickoff. I'm Michelle Flagg with the Illinois Liquor Control Commission. And then I also have Lee Rupus, who's with the Illinois Liquor Control Commission in our Bassett. He's our Bassett manager. So today we're having a kickoff to go over Red Ribbon Week. In addition to being Director for Industry Education, I'm also a den leader. So when I learned about the program, I also included items about the week in our in the liquor control in our newsletter. And there's a couple of activities that I'll share with you that are related to Red Ribbon Week and activities that youth organizations and students can do. You can win money for your school, etc. So 1 second, I'll share that. Okay. So one event that one activity is the Red Ribbon Week photo contest. And as part of the photo contest, you can enter to win an iPad and $1,000 for your school. And so that's the information here, and you can go to the redribbon.org contest. And these activities are done with the organization in combination with the DEA. Next, there's also the theme. So the picture that you saw earlier, that was the theme. There's a theme contest that's held. And the previous year, that was the winner of the contest. So for next year, for 2021, students, schools can also enter into a contest. And these are the rules regarding entering into the contest. And you can also get this information from the Red Ribbon website. And one of the reasons that brought me here is the Red Ribbon Week patch program. And so as part of this program, Scouts, whether it's Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, scouting organizations, they can earn a patch. And I have the information available the information is available on the DEA's website. And they also have toolkits that are available to Scout leaders. And then with my own district, I've gotten, we have some of our district leadership on the call today, or the webinar today. They are also participating, and so everyone will send in the activity forms and get the Scouts to take the pledge as well in order to satisfy the requirements for the patch. And then also next we'll have Pat Witowski with the DEA, but I want to share some of the swag that she sent to me. It might not show. I think you can see it. So there's a red ribbon, a couple of pencils, and wristbands. So if you're having any scouting events in person, just again, reach out to me and I can send those to you or get them to you. So now I'd like to turn it over to Pat. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and she's going to give you a little history of the Red Ribbon Week, as well as, and then next we'll also have a presentation from the DEA. Just stop sharing.
Thank you, Michelle. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Thank you for having DEA on Red Ribbon Week. It's very important to us, and I'm glad that you found this and reached out to us, Michelle, because these are things that we like to do and get the word out there to the schools and to the Scouts. A lot of them don't know about this patch program, and we're trying to get the word out there. So thanks for participating in this with us. I'm Pat Witkowski. I'm the Outreach Coordinator with DEA Chicago Field Division. And I also have a Group Supervisor and Diversion Investigator, Jim Arano, with me. And together we're going to go through the Scout Patch program, a little bit of a presentation on DEA, and a little bit about how the Red Ribbon Week started. The National Family Partnership organized the first nationwide Red Ribbon campaign in 1988. Since its beginning, the Red Ribbon campaign has touched the lives of millions of people around the world. In response to the murder of DEA Special Agent Enrique Camarena, communities across the country began wearing red ribbons as a symbol of their commitment to raise awareness of the killing and destruction caused by drugs in America. Enrique or Kiki Camarena was a DEA special agent who was tortured and killed in Mexico in 1985. On February 7th, 1985, the 37-year-old Camarena left his office to meet his wife for lunch. 5 men appeared at the agent's side and shoved him in a car. 1 month later, Agent Camarena's body was found. He had been tortured to death. In honor of Agent Camarena's memory in his battle against illegal drugs, friends and neighbors began to wear red badges of satin. Agent Camarena is a model that one person can make a difference. So with that, we're going to go into our presentation with Gia Serrano.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is James Arana. I'm actually an acting group supervisor, diversion investigator with DEA here in Chicago. I just wanted to get our presentation up here, and we'll begin. Just a little background. Yeah. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Just a little background information into the DEA. We were first established in 1974 by President Nixon. The DEA is the only single mission federal law enforcement agency within the U.S. government. Our agency is composed of special agents, diversion investigators, intel research specialists, chemists, and support staff. Our agents side of the house, they're the ones to deal with the drug dealers out in the street drugs. Diversion investigators, like what I am, we regulate the prescription drug industry, control substances. We perform inspections of drug companies and pharmacies, and we also investigate the diversion of these prescription drugs into the illicit market. Yeah, thanks. What did this DEA do? As I said earlier, we find and arrest drug dealers. That's one of the main missions of the DEA. We work with other police departments, other agencies, other law enforcement agencies at the state and federal level. We do this, we like to help educate the community, like the programs like we're taking part in today, because we want to keep the community safe. One way we do this, we like visiting schools and doing community outreaches. By doing this, we educate the youth. We like getting out there with the kids. Unfortunately, the way things are right now, we have to do things virtually. But as soon as this pandemic is over, we like to actually get back out into the schools and see the kids face to face again, because we like the give and take, and answering questions, and so also so the kids aren't afraid of us, and they to know that we're there to help them. Because it takes a team effort. What are drugs? Drugs, there's different kind of drugs. As I said earlier, there's street drugs, which are bad for you, like cocaine, crack, heroin, methamphetamine, marijuana. And there's some drugs that are actually good for you, the drugs that are prescribed by a doctor for a legitimate medical reason. Like I was saying, some drugs like aspirin, cough medicine, any prescription from a doctor. However, it's very important, don't ever take someone else's prescribed medicine, because that's very dangerous. You can get sick, or even in some cases you can die from it. So never share your prescribed medicine with someone else. Some drugs that are bad, as I was saying, cocaine, crack, heroin, marijuana, methamphetamine, ecstasy, those type of drugs, they can cause addiction and they can cause death. Yeah. Okay, next, talk about how we want to protect our bodies. You know, in order to protect our bodies, it helps by not taking these types of drugs that are bad for you. And if they're not prescribed by a doctor as well. Like I said, it's very important never to take someone else's drugs that are prescribed by another doctor. And like I said, it could cause serious damage to you or even death. So please, never share your drugs. It also helps you protect your mind, because if you abuse drugs, it causes irreversible, brain damage. And once you do that, you can't fix that. You're only given one brain, so you got to take care of your body. And your friends might tell you, try to get you to try a drug and say, "Oh, just take it one time." But however, taking a drug one time, it could cause addiction, and also that one time could even cause death. So never fall for that argument that just take it one time, because that can be very dangerous. Smart kids know the facts. The two facts are to know drugs are dangerous. That's the truth. And if they're telling you drugs are safe, like I said, there's only some safe drugs, but street drugs, they are not safe. That's a lie. The majority of us don't use drugs, but even if just one of your friends uses drugs, that's way too many. Drug abuse destroys lives.
It's a goal! Yeah!
Being drug-free, it keeps you happy and healthy, and who doesn't want to be happy and healthy? So just be drug-free. And drugs are against the rules in many places. They're against the rules at home, at school. And
No drugs allowed here.
And they're against the law.
Drug use is forbidden.
Drugs aren't allowed anywhere.
And no one wants to get arrested and spend time in jail. That's no fun. There's a lot of ways to say no if you ever get pressured into trying to take drugs. First and most common way, just say no. That's the most direct way you can do it. However, there's other ways to say no.
I have to go home now. Please, don't ask me to do that. I promised my parents I won't use drugs.
Now, the important thing is just say no and don't take those drugs. Don't give in to that peer pressure.
No! No thanks! No way! That stinks! I'm playing basketball.
And I'm sure all you kids need practice in saying no, because I have kids of my own and they say no pretty well. So don't be afraid to say no to drugs if you can say no to your parents for other things. Say no to drugs. Everyone needs a helping hand. It's a job of a parent and an adult to help you guys if you ever have a problem or have something on your mind. So never be afraid to go to an adult with your problems, because that's what we're here for. Communicate with us. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jim. And we actually...
I'm sorry. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or text us or call us later. We're always available to help you guys do presentations, answer questions, or send out red ribbon material. If you want, just let me know.
Okay. Do I have any questions from the audience? I have one, but I'll wait.
So I have a question. So knowing about this in advance would be really helpful, more so than just the week before. So for next year, is it possible, hopefully we'll be on a regular school schedule, to have that in play early in the school year?
Sure. We're here for you. Whenever you guys are ready to have us come out or do virtual like we are today,
Okay.
let us know. My contact information is Patricia Witkowski. Well, it's a long email address, and Michelle has it. I'm sure she can provide
Yeah,
it.
I can send it out.
Okay. So you can go ahead and contact us with anything that you need.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So my question is related to alcohol. So I noticed in the presentation, alcohol was included as a drug. So if you could share a little bit about that, or is there a perception that alcohol is less of a drug, or um, just some, just wondering kind of what you've seen when giving the presentation.
Well, alcohol, you know, it's legal, but you know, it's also can be abused and people can become addicted to it. So it's something that the children shouldn't take until, you know, a legal age to take it. And when you start drinking it, you have to be responsible.
Okay. Okay. So, Lee, did you want to share anything?
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, you know, there's a lot of times alcohol's segue into the more hardcore drugs, and I see it equally as an intoxicating substance. And with our presentation, we hit on both. Is my time to wrap up, or we got more?
Hey, Lee, could you say again?
Oh, Michelle, is this my wrap up?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
breaking up.
Oh,
But
okay.
you're breaking
All
up
right.
a little bit.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I talk about this here. Yeah. For 21 years, we've been on this fight at the Liquor Control Commission. We do emphasize alcohol and other drugs, especially with the retailers. What they have to deal with on a day in and day out basis is sometimes people walking into their place intoxicated or high on drugs. So that's what we address in our education programs at the Illinois Liquor Control Commission, and especially with our school program too. We I didn't know we talk about how the body's affected by alcohol and other drugs, and how you know what the toll can take on the brain, and possible fatalities that occur. And we got an excellent school program. We get out there, and it's a straight shooting program. You'll never hear me say don't drink it till you're 21. My job is just to give them the tools how alcohol and other drugs affect their brain, their body, social consequences and legal consequences, and how it can be harmful to their future. We also emphasize character building and goal setting, and kind of get them geared towards long thinking, their visions. One drug I did not see cover was I talk about anabolic steroids. Being an athlete and being in the gym scene for 30 years, I've seen what anabolic steroids can do, and now the damages are just very irreversible. And because you know we got a lot of student athletes in there, they're going to make decisions. Yeah, they want to be bigger, quicker, stronger. You know, and I just let them know there's a natural way to do that instead of you know caving into anabolics and performance enhancing drugs. So that's the program we've been given. I've spoken to thousands of kids all over the state of Illinois, and I tell you, if it saves one life, it's worth what we're doing here today.
Lee,
Well, I just want to thank you,
steroids-
Michelle, for
Lee, those
those
steroids,
steroids.
performance enhancers, they're not illegal though, right?
They are illegal. Yes.
They are illegal? Steroids and performance enhancers? Unless you have a prescription for them.
Yeah, less for medicinal, less for medical purposes.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
properly prescribed by a doctor through the course of professional practice. But they can be bought off the street too. In that way, of course, they're.
The Jim Miranda still on?
Yeah, that was me talking.
Hey, Jim, are you the Jim Miranda from Hickory Hills by chance?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah, you went to Stag, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I know you and I know your family. How are you?
Good. I think you graduated your brother, right?
Yeah, you graduated my brother and your sister graduated a year ahead of me.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, man. Nice to have you on here.
Yeah, another thing about steroids, like I was saying, we have worked cases before where steroids were being diverted into the illicit market, and people were buying them illegally and using them illegally. There are some legitimate medical purposes for them, but they have to be prescribed by a doctor.
A lot of times the bodybuilding community, a lot of bodybuilders, we're getting them from Mexico. And it's just laced with a lot of stuff, and a lot of bodybuilders have died over the years prematurely.
You never know what you're going to get, especially when it's not coming from a legitimate manufacturer. So it's playing roulette.
I'd say I've been to gyms where I've seen syringes in the garbage cans.
That's scary.
If I can ask a question, do you guys do school assembly or do you do individual classrooms?
I'm sorry, Lee, was that a question for DEA?
Yes. Yeah. Do you guys do both assemblies or and individual classrooms?
We do when schools are in session. Yes, we've been out to schools. And we've got a pretty good presentation. When schools were in session in the past, we've had presentations where we bring the dog that can sniff out the drugs. We do, it's pretty interesting. We do a demonstration for the kids in the gym and show them how the dog finds the drugs. And we have a presentation, we have a table set up for DEA Red Ribbon, and we get the scouts included with that so they can earn their patch right there at the presentation. Because we'll have, they'll participate and hand out the pencils or the red ribbons, and they can earn their patch that way. Because they do have to do some kind of a task to earn their patch, in addition to looking at this presentation, taking the pledge, and then they will get their patch and certificate at a later time. Yeah, we do go out to different schools and talk.
Do they have you in individual classrooms too? Doing just classes versus in a big assembly?
Sure, we can do that too. We have done that.
Some schools will have me doing assembly. Some schools come to speak to 5 classes at different classes.
Yeah, it depends upon what they want us to do. We're here for you.
Right. Oh, cool.
And you can do this outside of Red Ribbon Week, correct?
Oh, sure. We do it all year round. This week is particularly pretty busy. Yesterday we were out in South Bend, Indiana, with a huge say boo to drugs. So they incorporated Halloween with no drugs, So we had our booth set up, our DEA booth set up out there with all of our red ribbons and everything. The rest of the community was out there, different health organizations and different, maybe 17 different tables. And it was a walk where the kids got to dress up in their Halloween costumes and go through at each table and pick up. Some had candy. We had red ribbons and pencils and information on, drugs are bad. We have comic books. We have coloring books, depending upon the age. We'll bring age-appropriate material. Same with our presentations.
Okay, sorry.
Hello?
I'm here.
No, I heard some feedback, so I quickly just muted everyone. So if you did want to speak, just unmute yourself.
Michelle, thank you for putting this together.
Okay. Thank you.
Michelle, something that may be worthwhile, each of the aldermen in Chicago have a health fair sponsored in their ward each year. Generally, it's in the summer as a prepare to get back to school program. That might be an opportunity to have this featured in each of the wards in Chicago.
Oh, okay, good idea.
They have lots of presenters. They have lots of tables available. They generally bring in hospitals to do blood pressure and diabetes screenings and all sorts of other things. So you could focus your attention for this program to specific wards if that would be helpful. You could, yeah. So it's just an option, and if you simply contact each alderman's office, you'll find out quickly whether or not they're interested.
Okay, great.
Usually there's no participation fee. They want presenters to go, and there's all sorts of different companies that will be there, from lenders to banks to legal firms, insurance companies. They'll have other governmental agencies. The Illinois State Troopers will be there for presentations on different things. The only thing I ask is don't bring anything that makes noise, like whistles or clappers or anything like that, because then the hall that you're in is a nightmare because all the kids are making the noises.
Okay. And that's and COVID is actually, it's forced us to be more creative in our outreach. Because Lee typically has his contacts within the schools, and he can go out to schools, whether it's in class or in assembly or something like that. And so with schools, not all schools being in session, that's kind of made us have to shift and move and do some things that we typically haven't done as far as outreach is concerned. So this is kind of like the first one as we venture out. Yeah. So, well, I thank everyone for participating today. And what I'll do, as I mentioned, I'll upload this to our YouTube channel, and then PACs, troops can watch it at their leisure. Just be mindful of the deadlines as it relates to obtaining the patch. And then from there, I'll get the information to Pat at the DEA, and then we'll receive the patches.
Thank you, Michelle. One more thing, if I can add. Saturday is Take Back Day. It's
Oh,
National-
yes.
So I can send you a 30-second clip we have if you want to send it out to all of your colleagues and share that too. But remember to all of your unused medicines, your expired medicines, anything in the medicine cabinet, you know, anything you want to get rid of that's been laying around, get rid of them. And yeah, Saturday from 10 to 2, I believe. And you can go on DEA website, deatakeback.com, and it'll tell you the closest facility where you can drop off your medicines.